There are many sectors in the financial, in IT, with the intelligence, artificial intelligence, that needs to be regulated and needs unions, strong unions, with clever approach.
Today, I have the pleasure to welcome in the studio two presidents of unions. One is Roberto Mendolia, who is president of Aleba. Welcome.
Thank you, nice to meet you.
And the other one is Steve Melan, who is president of AFEBCEEL, one of the two unions active at Spurkes. Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
And I also want to say you're also the grandson, I think, of a famous cyclist. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, nice to have you here. So let's start. We talk a lot about unions, especially during the reform of pensions. We know that OGBL is a leading syndicate. They take a lot of the light. So this is your time to shine. Can you present Aleba in a few words?
Thank you. So Aleba is a union mainly represented in the bank sector until now. Nevertheless, in 2023, we opened Aleba to all sectors and we became a union for all. The specificity for Aleba is that we are not attached to any political union. And the second big specificity is that before being leader at Aleba, president, member of the executive committee or chairman of the board, I'm first elected in my company, and this is what is really written in the statute of Aleba.
So you work in a financial company in Luxembourg.
Exactly.
And if you had not been elected there, you could not have been president of Aleba.
Voilà.
Very good. What about your union? Can you present it in a few words?
Yes. So my union is probably the second union of the Spurkes. So our union was founded in the 90s. So it's one of the unions that is completely independent, which is very important for us. So we have one union which is more attached to CGFP, and the other union, which is my union, is actually a most independent union. And our union is, well, let's say, mostly focused on everything which is internal of the banks. So we try to do and provide services just for banking employees, not for public sector or for other sectors.
Yeah, and I think in order for people who watch us to understand the next part of the interview, we need to clarify that Spurkes has only one shareholder, which is the state.
Correct.
We talked before the interview, you told me there are no more fonctionnaires.
Yes.
And of course, fonctionnaires normally are represented by CGFP, the Confédération Générale de la Fonction Publique. And so you are taking care of employees, if I understand well, which are not fonctionnaires, but you still have a specific status,
Correct.
don't you?
So we have a very specific status. So it's mostly called, we are autonomous, but we are depending on the government, which is called Établissement Autonome Assimilé de l'État. So in that case, we provide just, let's say, services for our own. So we are not dependent on the government except for, let's say, salary, healthcare and pension. But most of the other cases are from the private sector.
Yeah, and for example, the governance, if I understand well, at Spurkes, bonuses are not allowed, just like in a ministry.
Correct. So we are like, in that case, like a ministry.
Okay. So you have now just announced a partnership, which is why I invited you. So why is this partnership? Maybe you want to start.
Aleba is searching representativity, of course, and for that we have to increase the number of members and also to enlarge Aleba to any sectors. So it's perfectly well in time because BCE is searching as well a partnership with a solid structure, legal structure that can help them to clarify the statute and especially for these employees where they are in between states and private, and we can offer that service to them as well as we guarantee our political neutrality. So
yeah, and for us it's quite important to find somebody that supports us in our daily business, because the others are supported by CGFP and we have been all the time alone. And for us it's really to have somebody who can help us with all these legal subjects that we cannot manage our own. And today it's the best to work mutuality together and to support each other. So mostly we can provide help to Aleba with all our experience, and Aleba can provide their experience to us. But at the end, we remain autonomous. So
Okay.
we can still continue with our activity and we're not dependent.
Okay.
It's very important for us, that we keep our identity and we respect the identity of others.
Yeah, and I think it's important to have a look back at the history. You know, that's something I really love. People sometimes don't know that unions in Luxembourg originate really from the steel industry.
Correct.
The first unions were allowed in 1916. Then we started quite fast some mergers. They started mixing each other. LCGB in the 20s came out as you could say the union close to CSV, which at the name was called Parti de la Droite. Then there was a big shuffle in the 60s and 70s because of course the steel industry completely crashed in 1974. This is when OGBL was born through merger and acquisition, I guess. And this is also when you got your name, and this is how you pivoted towards financial services, if I understand well.
Apparently, yes. So although Aleba is officially born in 1918, so probably
I guess it was something with the
same,
steel industry,
so,
maybe more private employees, like the people who were in the offices maybe of the steel industry.
Yes, probably. So nevertheless, in the 60s, 70s, the name Aleba came as such, as Association Luxembourgeoise des employés de banque et assurance, which we changed then in 2023 as Association Luxembourgeoise des employés ayant besoin d'assistance.
Wow.
We kept the acronym because the acronym became a common name, and we just changed the signification because we really want to open to everybody, because something we create in the Aleba is a kind of methodology to support the people, and we want to transpose this methodology to all sectors as best as we can.
And for us, it's quite important because it's the same DNA that we have in our association.
I can tell you from my perspective, which is a potential client, it is complicated because I really feel that the lines have moved so much. It's just like every political party. I interview here people from every party and they all say the same. Security, housing, productiveness, across the board. And I think for syndicates, for unions, it is similar, and my heart is more on the left, so I would normally have a look at LSAP, but then you look at LSAP and OGBL, and you see things which to me don't really make sense. If you remember in 2023, LSAP came proposing a 6-week of holiday, mandatory for everybody, which of course doesn't make sense. We remember some LSAP ministers who were driving a Rolls-Royce, who were making millions now with their little venture. So I think you're evolving in a time where the lines are really not clear anymore, and that makes it super difficult for users to decide. Maybe a last question about what is on your agenda right now. What can you do that OGBL or CGFP are not doing right now?
Personally, I feel very comfortable with that question because I want to answer very simple. With we are doing true unionism. We are really doing unionism, which is not depending, where Aleba is not depending of this. We are really doing our job by heart with that structure, with the and he knows since he's at the board, that with the law apply the laws and also adapt the laws to the reality of today. And there are many sectors in the financial, in IT, with the intelligence, artificial intelligence, that needs to be regulated and needs unions, strong unions, with clever approach in order to regulate it correctly, ethically, in all application for the employee, for the best of the employees. It's very difficult, and we really need the best expertise on this. And we have this chance that Aleba is totally independent financially. We only depend on the members of Aleba. Therefore, we only spend money for this.
It's 10,000 members, more or less?
10,000 members, and the money goes only on unionism. I don't have a salary that great, and everybody can. So I'm probably the poorest president of unions of the world. Nevertheless, we are doing really our job with heart, with patience.
Just to clarify, because people always challenge me, from what I understood, you do have a salary from Aleba, but very low.
Very low,
Okay.
because we are anyway paid by our company, and then we don't take fees of the people for anything else than doing the job, the purpose of the statute of Aleba.
Okay, if I go and I'm a member of your union at Spurkes, what are the 3 priorities that you want to see implemented in the next 12 months?
Well, we had a big chance that we have very good discussions with our board of directors twice a year, and most of our recommendations will always be realized. So this is really big chance. For example, where we need the help of Aleba is mostly when we have some specific cases where we need some help with lawyers or understanding, is this a correct treatment or what we can do better with in those cases. But in most of the cases, we have a big chance that we have a very good relationship with the board of directors, and we can discuss every topic with them in an honest way. But there are several topics where we need help. For my part, we don't get any salary for our union, so we are paid by the bank. The bank gives us some free hours every week so that we can do our work. From my perspective, the most important and why I joined this union, and that was already back in 2007, was because I love to work with people and to help find solutions. It's not always easy, but sometimes it's mostly challenging. So, for example, mediation is one of the most important topics that you have on a daily business when you're doing union work. So you have to find compromising between workers, you have to find compromising between a manager and the worker, and this is what for me is the most important. And the help of Aleba here is quite important because they can provide us with advice, with their knowledge, their experience, so to make our syndicate and our union much better than it is today.
And you know, again, from my position, from the exterior, it's not an easy time. First, because we all know that Spurkes just posted 2 record years, 400 million profits, 2 times in a row, while the economy was not going so well, which questions a lot about the fees. Are the fees too high? People are asking themselves this question. We also saw Spurkes in the news for wrong reason. The parliament is just next door, and I'm sure you read them. I'm sure Camifol is already busy with a lot of fires. And maybe last but not least, you know, as an influencer, I get a lot of leads.
Correct.
One of them a few months ago was that I saw some internal documents where there were discussion from employees asking for bonuses at Spurkes, and we know that with your status it's not allowed.
No.
So I'm pretty sure that the board is very busy right now, and that there will be some agreements to be found so that the bank can continue smoothly. Correct. Now that the interest rates are going down, which means easy money is also not going to come as easily as the last 2 years. Perfect. Well, I wish you a lot of success with your new collaboration, and
thank you so much.
I hope to interview you again in a few years to see the result that you got. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.